There's a crisis happening right now, not in politics, not in money, but in men. And it's not loud, it's actually really quiet. You don't see it in the headlines, but you do feel it in hospital rooms, in bedrooms, in breakups, and in burnout. It's the man sitting in traffic wondering why he's angry all the time. The man lying next to his wife or girlfriend, feeling more alone than ever. The man making six figures and still wondering why nothing actually feels satisfying. Now, this isn't a motivational video. This is a wake up call because I too have been that man. Hi, I'm Kyle, and I'm not here to teach you how to be a man. I am going to fill you in on how to reclaim your power in three simple steps. So let's get right into it. Like I said, I'm not here to teach you how to be a man. That would be a waste of your time. And we are all different and we all have different ideas and pictures of what a man is. I am here to help you remember, though, because what we call masculinity today, that title is just confused. It's been diluted. And for most of us, it's painful. Now, I had a version of success that looked great on paper. I had the steady paycheck, the structure, the responsibilities. But inside, I felt like I was slowly, like disappearing. Like every year I stayed in that version of life, a little more of me was swallowed up. I wasn't showing up with intention, I was showing up on autopilot. Now, I was doing what I was supposed to do. But deep down, I was starving for meaning. I was craving, more of a direction. I was aching for something real. And I didn't have the language for it back then. I didn't know what to call it. All I knew was that it felt like I was just kind of, like dying inside. And no one knows. This is the war inside of us. See, we weren't raised to be men. We were raised to be machines, to perform, provide, protect, and just push through. Don't feel, don't talk, don't need. And if you do feel something, you're supposed to bottle it up or drink it down or just laugh it off. That's what we were taught from at a young age. At least I know I was. Now, I was raised by some pretty tough men, and I know that I was loved as a child. That's not what I'm talking about here. But the men in my life were hard. Now, I am thankful for them and how they raised me, and I'm still, I'm still kind of scared of my dad, and he's been dead over 10 years now. But I wasn't scared of physical harm. I was more scared of seeing that look of disappointment on any of their faces. That was worse than just beating me. And I'm sure that there are many men out there who are just like me that were raised in that same kind of environment. And now that creates a generation of men who like don't know how to breathe unless they're under pressure. We know how to hold it together, but not how to let it out or let it out in the wrong ways. We know how to grind, but not how to feel safe to rest. We know how to provide for everyone else, but we don't even know how to receive support. And bro, I get it. I used to think that, silence was strength, that being unreadable made me powerful, that being emotionally detached meant I was in control. But the truth is that I was disconnected from my body, from my truth, and from my life. So I can remember one night coming home after another long day and just sitting in my truck in the driveway, like not crying, not angry, just blank. Like I couldn't even find a reason to walk through the door and face another version of the same exact day. That was the night that it hit me. I wasn't leading my life. I was just surviving it. And the man the man that I had been performing, he was safe, but he wasn't me. So let's talk about something that nobody really says out loud: modern masculinity. Now, I am here to tell you that it's a trap, not because being a man is bad, but because the definition we've been handed is broken. See, society tells you to be one of two things. Either either too much, so society labels you as toxic, aggressive, or like a threat or emotionally unavailable. Now, I really don't like to use the word toxic because I feel that it's been kind of widely overused and definitely perverted into meaning whatever the speaker wants it to mean, not what it actually means. Or the second one, of you're not enough. So then the labels fly towards you that you're soft, weak, passive, or a disappointment. And most men, we don't want to be labeled either. So we live somewhere in the middle. And while living in the middle, we're quiet and cautious, and we're also confused. And in that in between space, men disappear. Real men, grounded men, men who think, who feel, who want to lead from a place of truth and not performance. But those men, they fade because there's no real safe place to be both strong and soft, which is very obtainable. We've got nowhere to go with our depth, nowhere to bring our pain, nowhere to show up as we are without being judged as broken or weak or even dangerous. So, what do? We armor up. We shut down the emotional part. We overwork the logical part. And we try to lead without being seen and love without being known. And man, that takes a toll on you. We try to lead, but we're exhausted. We try to love, but we're numb. We try to show up, but we don't even know which version of us is real anymore. Because if you're always shifting who you are just to survive, you forget who you were ever meant to be. That's that's the real crisis. It's not anger, it's not aggression, but it's absence, right? Absence of your identity, absence of real brotherhood, absence of yourself. Now, we've got men showing up as shadows of themselves because the world never allowed us to show up whole. And I want to say this to you. If you've ever been stuck in that space where you're not bad, but you're not thriving either, where you kind of feel like a background character in your own life, where you don't even know what makes you you anymore. You are not alone. That numbness that you feel, that's not weakness. That's your soul tapping the brakes, telling you something has to change. You don't have to keep living half alive just to be acceptable. Now, there is another way. You can be powerful and peaceful. You can be respected and vulnerable. You can lead from your mind and your heart. But first, you've got to call out the trap. You've got to stop squeezing yourself into a version of manhood that doesn't fit. Because, your true masculinity, it was never too much. It was never not enough. It was just waiting for you to stop asking for permission to be whole. Now, I had to unlearn who I was taught to be. And so I started unraveling it. I started to unravel myself, peeling back the layers of who I'd been conditioned to be. Like, don't speak unless you're spoken to. Don't talk unless you're sure you won't be judged. Like, don't feel. It makes you look weak. And love is not earned, it's given. And the biggest one, you're only valuable if you're useful. Now, I understand I didn't consciously believe those things, right? Those beliefs that I had were handed down to me in childhood, and they were, kind of running the show still well into my adult life. Those beliefs were absorbed into my unconscious mind before I was able to have a way to reject them and choose something different for myself. So, like every relationship, every breakdown, every time I pulled away when I wanted to be seen, it all came back to a little boy who learned early on that being strong means being silent. And, you want to know what I've learned? That's the greatest lie we were ever sold. Hey, just a brief interruption from your video to tell you about an exceptional opportunity. You keep saying that you're ready to change, but let me ask you, what's actually changing? Because reading more books and setting more goals doesn't mean anything when your core identity is stuck in the same cycle. The real reason you can't move forward isn't because of lack of discipline or motivation. It's the loop that you're in. It's the beliefs that run your decisions before you even realize it. That's why I created the foundation, a free masterclass that shows you how to break that loop. I identify exactly how the loop operates, and it's broken down in a way that you probably have never heard of before. I also explain how to rewire your loop for success. This is not a lecture, it's not theory. It's the start of you finally understanding why you feel stuck and what you can do about it. Inside, you'll learn how to spot the thoughts that sabotage you, shift the identity underneath your patterns, and anchor new beliefs that actually support who you're becoming. You've tried forcing change. Now it's time to naturally become the change. Link is in the description for this absolutely free download of the foundation. Let's start your shift today. And now, back to our video. So, how can you reclaim your power? You don't earn it, you remember it. And you remember it through three things. So, the first one, you reclaim your voice. You start speaking your truth again, even if your voice shakes, even if it's ugly, even if no one claps for you. You have to speak up for yourself and start saying what you actually want. Let people know when you're tired. Admit to yourself that you don't know who you are anymore. Make it clear when there is something that comes up, but it's not what you really want. Because silence is not strength, it's just a slow death. The second one is you reconnect to your body. Now, I've spoke about this on a previous video. You have to stop living only in your head because your thoughts, they'll lie to you. But your body, it never does. That tightness in your chest, that pressure in your gut, that's not weakness, that's wisdom. That's your truth trying to break through your conditioning. So I want you to sit with it, breathe into it, and let it guide you. And the last thing is you have to redefine strength. So the strength is not control. Strength is truth. It's feeling anger and not unleashing it. It's feeling lost and still choosing to show up. It's feeling pain and not running from it. So strength is the man who owns all of him, not just the polished parts. So you want to reclaim your power? Start here. Not with more work, not with more noise, but with silence, with, reflection, and with honest questions. Questions like, who am I beneath the roles I play? You know, what do I actually want? That's a big one. And what have I been afraid to admit, even to myself? That's the door. That's the gateway. And the man on the other side, he's not lost. He's just waiting. So here's the final word. You're not too far gone. You're not too damaged. And you're not too late. You are right on time. And this version of you, the one who's questioning everything, that's the beginning of your becoming. So what I want you to do is don't stop now. If this has stirred something inside of you, don't ignore it. Below, you'll find free resources I built for men just like you. Real tools to help you reconnect, realign, and lead from within. And if you're ready to go deeper, I lead 3 group coaching programs and private one-on-one experiences designed to help men break out of the loop and reclaim their power from the inside out. So hit that subscribe button for yourself. Download the tools and reach out because you're not broken, you are becoming. Take care of yourself, brother, and I will see you in the next video.